What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. For this camera comparison we have the brand new iPhone 12 and of course the Samsung Galaxy S20. So for this recording I'm using the front-facing cameras on both devices and recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. However, I could actually do 4K at 60 frames per second with both devices. So as always, throughout this video we're gonna see a bunch of daytime pictures. I have some portrait mode pictures, some ultra-wide pictures, some zoom pictures. We have a bunch of nighttime pictures using the night modes on both devices, sample videos, and of course selfies. And with that being said, I think we should start by checking out some portrait mode pictures and we'll move on from there. Alright, so after looking at the portrait mode pictures that I took, it seems that the Samsung Galaxy S20 does better for edge detection in almost every single picture. The only one that doesn't do that good is the picture of me, but for all the other pictures, the edge detection from the S20 is better. Now, color-wise, personally, I prefer the colors from the pictures taken by the iPhone 12. So I wish there would be a way to combine the pictures from both devices into one, because that's how we would get perfect portrait mode pictures. So what do you guys think? Which ones do you prefer the most? The ones taken by the iPhone 12 or the Samsung Galaxy S20? Definitely leave a comment and let me know. Alright, next we are moving on to some pictures taken with the ultra-wide lenses on the back of these two devices. And here the main difference that I've noticed is the fact that the pictures taken by the iPhone 12 are a bit sharper. So every single one, if you look close enough, the sharpness is better from the iPhone 12. As for colors, I have to say that they both kind of look similar. So for pictures taken with the ultra-wide lens, I would personally choose the pictures taken by the iPhone 12. But once again, check out these pictures and let me know your thoughts. Next, we're gonna move on to some 5x zoom pictures, but keep in mind that on the back of the iPhone 12, we don't actually have a telephoto lens, where on the back of the S20, we actually have a telephoto lens. So obviously, all the zoom pictures that you're gonna take with these two devices, so if you do 5x zoom like I did, most pictures are gonna be better from the Samsung Galaxy S20. But again, that was to be expected since we have that telephoto lens on the back. So the zoom on the S20 is a combination of digital and optical zoom, where the zoom from the iPhone 12 is just a digital zoom. As for all the other pictures, so pictures taken with the main lenses on the back of these two devices, it's kind of difficult to tell which one is better, because certain pictures from the iPhone 12 are better, certain pictures from the Galaxy S20 are better. So it's difficult pointing the one that does better with the main camera. Realistically, no matter which phone you choose, they're both gonna do great. Now, if you do like colors that are a bit more saturated, the S20 will definitely be better for that. But if you want more natural looking colors, I feel that the iPhone 12 does better for that. Dynamic range, once again, in certain pictures is better from the iPhone 12, in certain pictures from the Samsung Galaxy S20. So no matter which one you choose, I think they're both gonna do good. But which ones do you guys prefer? The pictures from the iPhone 12 or the Samsung Galaxy S20? Definitely leave a comment and let me know. Next, we're gonna move on and check out some nighttime pictures that I took with the S20 and of course the iPhone 12. And this year the iPhone 12 actually gets a night mode for the ultra-wide lens. So the first pictures that you're seeing were taken with the night mode and the ultra-wide lenses on the back of these two devices. But for these pictures, I have to say that the Samsung Galaxy S20 does better for every single picture. Most pictures are sharper, they are brighter, and they just overall look better from the S20. And we're talking about the pictures taken with the ultra-wide lens. Now, moving on to pictures taken with the main lens. So, of course, we had a night mode for the main lens on the iPhone 12 last year as well. Well, that year was the iPhone 11, but you know what I mean. So for these pictures, I feel that the iPhone 12 improved compared to the iPhone 11, and it does better than the Samsung Galaxy S20. Most pictures seem to be a bit sharper and also a bit brighter. So if I would have to choose one for ultra-wide pictures with the night mode, I would choose the S20, but for the main lens with the night mode, I would definitely choose the iPhone 12. What do you guys think about the nighttime pictures? Did Apple do good enough with that ultra-wide lens and the night mode? Personally, I don't think they did. Next, we're gonna check out some sample recordings that I've done with the S20 and the iPhone 12. Now, after the last software update for my S20, something happened to the image stabilization. Sometimes it works as it should, sometimes it doesn't. And you have to do like a phone restart so it can go back to normal. Yesterday was one of those days when the recordings just don't look that great. And I've seen this happening in the past, but I caught it in time. Well, I didn't catch it yesterday. So you're gonna see the footage how it came from the S20. So the image stabilization is just absolute garbage. And this is a phone that's like $1,000, which is kind of unacceptable in my opinion. I'm also gonna include a little clip after a phone restart where the image stabilization works as it was intended. And with that being said, let's check out those recordings, but overall I feel that the iPhone 12 did better for all the recordings, daytime and nighttime recordings. So let's check those out. Alright, this is our first video recording between the iPhone 12 and the Samsung Galaxy S20. For this recording, I'm using the main lenses on the back of these two devices and recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. So we're gonna pan this way slowly. We'll keep going and I'm gonna walk straight for a bit so you can see how the image stabilization does on both devices while walking. We'll stop somewhere around here, I'm guessing. And we'll pan left slowly once again. And we'll walk this way a bit faster. So yeah, this is how recording in 4K at 30 frames per second with the main lens on the back of the iPhone 12 and of course the Samsung Galaxy S20 would look like under these conditions. And we are moving on to another quick sample recording between the Samsung Galaxy S20 and the iPhone 12. But for this recording, I'm using the ultra-wide lens on the back of these two devices. And once again, I'm recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. Both devices could also do 4K at 60 frames per second. And the Samsung Galaxy S20 can also record in 8K, just in case you're wondering. So yeah, this is how recording would look like from these two devices if you're using the ultra-wide lenses on the back and recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. So we're gonna stop here for a bit. We'll pan left slowly. And back right. Alright, this is a quick recording between the S20 and the iPhone 11 with the main lens and recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. So I wanted to show you how the recording would actually look from the S20 after a restart, because now the image stabilization does seem to work a bit better. So yeah, that's what happens with the S20 sometimes. Sometimes the image stabilization just stops working randomly. But if it does work, this is how the footage would look like. And we also have a super quick 1080p at 30 frames per second recording between the Samsung Galaxy S20 and of course the iPhone 11. Keep in mind that it is a bit windy here and you can also hear some traffic and water to my left and to my right. So yeah, this is how recording in 1080p between these two devices would look like if you're walking normally, basically. Alright, we have a quick video test in low light between the Samsung Galaxy S20 and the iPhone 11. For this recording, I'm using the main lens and recording in 4K at 30 frames per second. So we're heading this way because it's a bit darker around here. We're gonna stop here and we'll pan right slowly. And back left and we'll walk this way. So yeah, this is how recording in low light between the S20 and the iPhone 11 would look like on a fairly windy day and, well, a rainy day as well. Next, we are moving on to another quick recording in low light between the S20 and the iPhone 12. But for this recording, I'm using the ultra-wide lenses on the back of these two devices. So we're gonna walk this way quickly. It is raining, unfortunately, tonight. So we'll walk this way for a bit. So yeah, ultra-wide lenses, 4K at 30 frames per second between the iPhone 12 and the Samsung Galaxy S20. And next we are gonna move on and check out some selfies that I took with the S20 and obviously the iPhone 12. Now this year with the iPhone 12 we also get a night mode for selfies, something that we didn't have last year for the iPhone 11. Alright, so for daytime selfies, well, I feel there is no comparison because the selfies that you take with the S20 have this beautifying filter on. Well, even though I turned that off, so I do look much younger in the selfies taken by the S20, but in reality I look how the iPhone 12 takes the selfies. So for daytime selfies the iPhone 12 does better, and it seems that it does better for nighttime selfies as well with that new night mode for selfies. So there you have it, the S20 and the iPhone 12. Now in my opinion I would choose the iPhone 12 over the S20. Just because it does better and it's more consistent in the picture and video quality. The S20 isn't that consistent. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And once again, this is actually more expensive than this phone. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, don't forget to press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.